Well, all our score predictions are out of the window yet again, thanks to Rajasthan Royals.
What timing that was? Out of the window was like exactly at that time it was out.
It was out. Yes. 144. People's predictions were 200, 210, 190, 185.
Why is the ground like that?
No,
I think it is bad batting, honestly.
I saw nothing on the pitch which made it seem challenging. Excruciatingly
They
challenging.
were saying it's slowish kind of a pitch.
You can adjust to a slowish kind of a pitch, but some of the batting was...
Look, if you bowl the cutters, there is grip. As Nathan Ellis also described, and also Harshal Patel also, although one delivery got, there was no pitching. It was just impact and hitting.
It was like a baseball pitch.
Yeah, so that's why, see, there is a bit of grip on the wicket and there is a bit of early movement, but that is no excuse to be given. I mean, Sam Curran was getting the ball to move in the air a lot, but still 144 is quite underwhelming.
Even for a slow pitch, you'd want at least 160 or...
Yes.
144 means 145. Really, Punjab can pace their chase, and they're not a team that does pacing. When they go for it, they really go for it.
I'm reminded of that game between CSK and KKR. This was probably one of the first few games that we saw, and it didn't prove to be a good enough total. After which, such scores, such pitch.
CSK RR in the last
Two
game.
consecutive games now, RR's batting has really underwhelmed. Now on this wicket, a Ashwin or a Chahal will really have to step up and do it, because look, Yashasvi Jaiswal failed again if you're looking at a broader India perspective. Sanju, yet again when you look at it towards the fag end, he seems to be losing form. Fag end. And this win is important for RR because it then secures a top 2 for them. Potentially, because we don't know how SRH will turn up.
See, if they win today and SRH had lost tomorrow, then they'd be guaranteed top
Then
2.
they are guaranteed.
But they just need SRH to lose one of the two games.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. So only Riyan Parag was the lone warrior with 48. But why promote an Ashwin ahead of a Dhruv Jurel and a Rovman Powell? Why can't
He batted well today, yaar.
28 of 19? Fine.
Yeah, give him a break. But did well today.
What wrong did Dhruv Jurel do?
He's got a duck.
I know, but then he came below Ashwin. Why?
Yeah, that's the wrong he did. Got a duck.
Unfortunate.
Today also, out of all the days, you're going after R. Ashwin.
As a
He
batter,
was a standout batter alongside Riyan Parag, who was
Best
riding
strike
his
rate.
luck multiple times. In Harshit, who looks at games very closely and looks at the eye test very closely, he must have failed.
see, Riyan Parag, he did hit some lofted shots, were very mistimed, but luckily it was out of the reach of the fielder. Ashwin has the best strike rate amongst the entire batting lineup when you look at it, 147.
But even then, you touched upon Ashwin, the one criticism, but it's not pertaining to Ashwin per se, it's more to do with the management. How does a Rovman Powell get to bat after Ashwin? I don't get that.
See,
Yes, it paid off, I remember, against DC when they did it. Ashwin again scored all those runs against Andrek Nokia.
and Kuldeep.
And Kuldeep as well. It's worked on a couple of occasions, but how do you explain having Rovman Powell bat so low? Look what happens as a result. Today, yet there were more balls, but there have been times that that's another matter, that he didn't make use of whatever little balls that he faced and missed out on the opportunity at hand. But if you're going to send him that low, the only reason I can think of is probably because the spinners were operating, or the spinners would then have been brought into play. But does that mean that you protect him to an extent that he's getting to bat after a Jurel and an Ashwin? I don't get that logic.
It's a DK syndrome.
And what's worse is that they sent him there, he was dismissed by a spinner anyway.
Yeah.
So how does it matter?
So, it's the DK syndrome. DK in 2022 was just said, okay, you play only 7 to 10 balls. That's it. We have got you for that role only. If you come higher up the order, oh no, then we don't have that confidence. The same is with the Rovman Powell.
But with DK also, I used to hear that back then and think it was ridiculous. Then my mind goes back to that game against KKR, where he was kept so quiet by Varun Chakravarti that after a point he had to play foolish shots against Russell and then throw his wicket away. And in the end, those kind of wickets is what really ended up taking the game away from them. So there is some sort of a logic, but with Rovman, I don't know, the one game where he did have to play out a spinner, he played out Sunil Narayan rather well.
He hit a 6 of him. But I think that was more the nature of the wicket. It was as flat as a pancake if you look at it. I mean, that was the first major chase that we had, 224. So that's why even
Back then record.
yeah, it was the record until
Back then record.
Until Punjab Kings came to the same venue.
spectacularly demolished that record. I mean,
Don't remind me.
18.39 balls to spare, losing by 8 wickets, one was a run out. So, yeah, I mean, they don't seem to have confidence in Rovman Powell.
Then why play him?
Exactly.
Also, by the way, Donovan Ferreira, who they kept for even low, is another one who's a bunny against spin.
It was you who called it that Sanju expected a downfall in terms of batting.
He had said
Crash of
jokingly
sorts,
that he expected a collapse, so they'll have to
That
send in a
collapse happened,
Donovan.
which is why he named him at the toss.
Right on cue. You got a Donovan Ferreira in.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he does bowl a bit of off spin as well. I could be wrong.
No, I think Donovan Ferreira is a keeper.
No. I think he's done keeping as well, but I think he bowls a
I
bit. Let
haven't
me check
seen him
that.
bowl. I honestly
check
haven't
that.
seen him bowl, so that is why.
I think that's the only reason they would bring him in as an impact in the first innings. Otherwise, I, for the life of me, cannot think of any logic to bring him in.
Yeah, because see now who are the bowling options? Sandeep Sharma, Yuzi Chahal, Avesh Khan, Trent Bolt, and you got a Ravichandran Ashwin.
There you go. He's an off break. He's an all-rounder who also keeps wickets. Told you.
Wow. That's the whole gambit. Fantastic. Off
Queen's
spins.
Gambit.
Yeah. Very good candidate for captaincy. Knows everything
What
about
happened
the
to
game.
Sanju Samson? You were saying too far ahead of Rishabh Pant, almost nearing in at the same.
But you had mentioned, na, he has played 2 additional games, Rishabh Pant.
Now
Now-
both have played
now-
same.
now-
Now both
Yeah.
played the same.
He's losing
Not
form.
same. Is there last game? No, not same.
But Rishabh
Pant
played
missed
one game
one
less
game.
now.
Yeah.
Rishabh played one game less because of the ban.
Wow.
So they both played the same number of games.
Yeah, so I think yes, the average might come down to almost the same. I think Rishabh is 40.
40.
Remember what that great man Mohammad Rizwan said? You focus on average. in
You're an
T20s,
average player.
So don't focus on average.
Of course.
But Rizwan-
Rizwan Baba
Of all
ki
people.
jai.
Irony.
Rizwan Baba ki jai.
But why don't you look at average? Average tells you consistency of a batter.
Huh?
I don't know. For I think T20s average is secondary.
Yeah,
of
but
course.
you have to look at it.
Yeah, you have to look at it.
You will have to look at it.
I'm just quoting Rizwan.
What did he
Not
say?
saying he said this, saying that if you look at only average, you're an average batter.
Only average.
Only average.
In
See,
T20s.
It is like KL Rahul. Strike rates are overrated.
KL Rahul is overrated.
Ouch. See,
In
that's
this
the,
format, yes.
that's the exact quote. And Rizwan, if you look at an average, you're only an average player. It's right up there in
Good
the top
line.
quotes.
Said it in English.
I don't know what language he said it, but I know what he said it is he said it after it was put to him that he is now the only batter in T20I cricket aside from a Virat Kohli whose average is above 50.
No, but he's a humble guy, so that's why.
For the most part, yeah, he's
Yeah.
not someone who brags a lot.
Yeah,
The only play acting he does is when he's acting injured.
Yeah.
Cramps or whatever.
And an appeal. Every ball he'll appeal.
Let's not talk about his appeal.
Little bit of cramp, little bit of acting.
Let's not talk about his appeals.
I know. But
He's honestness enough to accept it. He was acting.
Thoda acting. So.
Thoda little cramp, little acting. He said that.
Pakistan, as always. One
No,
over.
they bring a flavor and they bring entertainment to a tournament.
I mean, even see whether intentionally or
Without them,
otherwise.
I know.
Or
Without
before-
them-
No, but before the tournament as
And
well.
their fans also, by the
I
way.
know. Without them, there is no memes. There is
Fans.
No, but this time the entertainment started even before the start of the tournament. They were training with the army and whatnot.
Oh man, that was something.
No, but that's happened before also.
I think it happened in 17. 17 Champions Trophy also there was a
It's not a good
report.
sign then.
There was a report which
Why
had
not?
said that
They won.
yes.
They were.
That's why it's not a good sign for the rest of the
For the rest
cricketing
of
world.
They won, and even before that, there was a
Those
test
memes.
series when Misbah was captain.
Australia.
England.
England.
They
Oh
won.
yes, the 16-2-2 where they were doing the push-ups and
Push-ups.
logs.
Ah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
yes.
They did that.
Oh yeah, they've got what drew that series 2-2
Yeah.
against a full-fledged England team.
So they've had the army camps
Yes.
earlier.
And they always seem to work out. I don't know why they deserve them.
Why don't Pakistan? If Pakistan can be consistent, I'll take it. They have never been. See, even in the World T20 or 2022, they lost to India, they lost to Zimbabwe. Yet they made it to the final.
But you know, I think that unpredictability is part of their charm. Say whatever, it's part. If they became consistent, they'd be boring.
I know.
Honestly.
Also, see, every team's got a game type. There are some teams that are clinical. There are some teams who will always, be the first ones to race across to the first.
And
point
then
to
Mavericks,
say-
Pakistan.
Exactly. Pakistan, they just like having that enigma around them.
Every one of their ICC wins has been sheer luck when they got to the edge. 92,
Kudrat ka nizam.
they needed that 1 point from that washed out game. Otherwise, they wouldn't have qualified. So they went on to go and win the title. 2009 also, group stages, they were all but eliminated. But then they somehow held their own, won the title.
And then
17, horrible loss to India.
in the group stages.
In the group stages, rain saved them against South Africa, but they won by 6 runs DLS. Of course, South Africa,
And DLS.
one bad luck DLS, other will counter it. So, theek hai. And then they won in 2017. So, Pakistan, I'm telling you.
That is why everyone thought 2022 also things were going
Things
that
were
way. no?
aligning so well.
They
for them.
lost to India, disastrous loss to Zimbabwe, all checked, scraped through, scratching and clawing to the finals, and you're like, yaar, kuch to kar denge. And by the way, I will say that they could have done something if Shaheen didn't get injured.
Didn't get injured.
His injury kind of killed the game.
No, you have to thank South Africa. South Africa, they said,
Netherlands.
please. No, Netherlands, they were out. They also did an epic choke. Na? They had to win against Bangladesh. They didn't win, but they beat the other green team in South Africa.
No, I still remember that because I was on the morning shift that day,
Yeah.
and I came in thinking, oh, relax, morning, it's only South Africa, Netherlands, South Africa will batter them, and I'm the match on, I'm like, geez, these guys are actually about to lose. What is happening? And sure enough, they lost. Fun.
So that is what South Africa, if you look at it, that's the current situation that Rajasthan Royals face themselves in. Heading into the business end, they are losing momentum.
That is the worst sign, by the way, for any team. You do not want to be in this sort of a losing streak. With one game after this left to go to the playoffs, and who's that one game against? Oh, the only other team that can finish in the top two, who's potentially then facing you in the playoff as well. Bad signs. I did say that there's anything that will be really funny is happening is RR slump continuing. I stand by it. It is hilarious how a team that started the tournament like a house on fire are now huffing and puffing, and dare I say, yesterday, by the way, they should be thankful to Delhi Capitals because of Lucknow to win. They'd still not have qualified. They would still not have that Q next to their name.
And imagine if then Lucknow went on to win.
Against the Mumbai and they lose to the KKR. That's it. Game over. Khalas khatam, finish.
How do you end up reaching that
They're right
situation?
now the reverse of RCB.
Exactly.
But they've always been doing this.
For years
RCB
now.
for the very first time is doing what they are.
Second time.
When was the
this
first?
comeback.
The sort of a comeback kind of thing they've never done.
2011 also, they won 7 on the trot.
2011, I remember what transformed their season. They signed Chris Gayle as a
Yes.
replacement player.
So that was their
They were
best
going
winning
bad.
streak ever.
They were going bad. Then they signed Gayle, and Gayle did what he always does, and RCB did what always depend on two players.
Guess who was the player who he replaced?
Dirk Nannes,
Yes.
I remember.
Nannes bowled a wicket maiden.
And
He got a
injured.
side strain.
Got
Yes,
injured,
that's
yeah.
it.
First game only, I think. Yeah.
Dirk Nannes. But he became a CSK legend. 2013.
Oh, he was good, huh? Quick.
He was good even for Delhi, I remember. Delhi Daredevils.
Yeah. So that's
Dirk Nannes.
the one of the few who's played for two nations.
Netherlands and Australia.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dutch. So yep.
सवाल है कुछ?
Another underwhelming Rajasthan Royals performance, but the other team has underwhelmed even more than them. That is PBKS.
But that's the thing, at this point it hardly matters. They can actually go out there and play freely.
Yeah.
They have nothing to lose. Even if they lose, it's fine. Then top 10 is our everything. We'll be proved right.
Yep.
So you see the two teams who had playoff in their mind, they succumbed to pressure. You yesterday saw that with LSG. Delhi came out, played freely. Same goes for PBKS today. And I'll have to flip flop and think RR have a chance over here.
Defending
That
this.
total,
Why is
I really
Ashwin
don't
giving
think-
Sanju such an earful?
Not earful. Advising him what to do.
Advising, I know.
Sharp
But
reading
Ashwin's
mind.
advice is like,
Why not?
Very insightful.
But him as a
Yeah.
captain,
He will tell him exactly what pitch, how it is, who can bowl. Give me the ball when so and so comes. I'll get you the wicket.
he'll give him some goody stories.
Kutti stories.
Kutti stories.
Ravi Shastri.
Chota
Ravi
stories.
Shastri, latest
I
episode.
must see that.
That's good.
So that's done a story on it.
I've done it. I've done a video of that. So
No, but I want to see the Kutti story.
Like the entire episode, not Siddharth's video of it.
Because the two have been
Thanks.
quite vocal.
indeed, Shaz is always
When is he not vocal?
In terms of looking forward to something, I'm really looking forward to the test. I think season 3 is going to be out anytime.
May
And
20
the Federer series as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Last
Those
12
were the
days.
last few days of Federer's career.
12 days. or
But I think that won't be the fun time. See, the fun time
It won't be
will
fun, but
peak
you'll.
of the rivalry.
No, it won't be fun. That'll be reaching for the tissues.
That kind of a thing.
May 24th, right? Isn't it the test, the third season?
You can watch the test right now. Just pull up KL Rahul's highlights for the IPL. Season 4.
Ouch. You're really not.
something. He needed change yesterday.
I know.
I had some of these in my head. No?
Yeah.
Rakesh Bhushan says that in this IPL, the fast bowlers finish their quota and then they go to the dugout and teams get their best fielder sub. This is taking unfair advantage and is unacceptable. How come match referee third umpire is... That's happened in cricket forever?
Yeah.
Or am I watching a different sport?
Yeah.
It happened in the Ashes, remember once. There were so many breaks. Ricky Ponting was run out by a good fielder. And then he was the one who had that spray against Duncan Fletcher. So that's why it's happened in cricket all the time. But yes, Ponting said it was not fair. But then the Aussies have also done it on so many occasions.
Really? Pot kettle, I mean...
Exactly. They've always been silent. They follow Gandhiji's 3 monkeys to the hilt. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Unless it's the opposition team doing it.
Exactly.
So they don't really follow it.
Exactly. Shubham Garg is saying, Pak Army Camp jinx resulted into Ireland series win. Now we hope average Pakistan players play average cricket in a World Cup.
Shivam, I take your point, but in T20s, they've actually been more consistent in recent years than India. It hurts saying that, but it's the truth. 21, they were semi-finalists. 22, they were finalists. God forbid they end up going the distance this time around.
And he's saying Pakistan Army Camp jinx.
Not actually the jinx.
It prepared them.
They won the series
Yeah.
against Ireland.
Hardly a
They had,
jinx.
they had lost the first game. For the first time they had lost to Ireland.
Pakistan Army charm.
Maybe. So,
Oh.
good one. Sarat Chandra saying, how come Jaiswal being a good opener than Rohit this season? Both have same stats. Jaiswal has even more worse stats. Both are in some same point in form.
I agree. I think both of them have had like Jaiswal definitely has climbed down a bit.
Yeah.
But with him, what you're basing him being a good opener on is what you've seen from him in the past 2 years, really. 22 second half, then 23, start of 24. You've seen what he brings to you at the top of the order. That's what you're basing it on. With Rohit, what you're basing him being a bad or poor T20 player on, or T20I player. One is, of course, IPL. Second is his record in World Cups.
Yeah, T20 World Cup. Yeah.
His
It's been
T20
terrible.
World Cup's form is really bad. Really bad. And there's too much history attached there because he's played like every edition of the
Yeah,
tournament.
7, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 21, 22. He's played
All of them?
Saudi didn't play in 7, but he's been playing since 9. So,
Shakib.
Shakib 2 years.
All of them.
Except 7. Was he there in 7? That I have to
I
check.
think he's played all.
Even he's also played, yes.
He's a veteran now.
So, Aditya Kavlekar has picked his top 4. But in this order, KKR will be 1, SRH will be 2, RR will be 3, CSK will be 4.
Quite possible. If RR lose today, which is looking very likely, that could very well be your top 4.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. See you
Okay, final
for-
comment GGK. He says this is a slow pitch. Punjab sloggers will struggle. Looks like Chahal come back. Punjab will do a Punjab. Let's see. What do you think?
I stuck with Punjab, so I'll
Sticking
go.
with them. Oh, but
And good catch. UZ
God.
Chahal.
ironically, UZ Chahal.
God.
I still stick with him.
Yeah,
Good one.
Good one.
Ew. This will be some win if RR
Yes.
pull it off. I'm switching. I'm going PBKS.
I'm switching also.
So everyone's with PPKS.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep. Let's
Yeah.
see.
All
Good
right.
catch. Good catch.
Take care. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Couldn't take all your questions. Post match, please come. We'll answer all. Take care.